Alright, so you guys are all outside the building, and Emlyn had walked up, bold as brass, and banged hard on the door. Okay, you hear footsteps coming towards the door. The door, in that case, opens. That was my dramatic pause to give you time to do anything if you wanted to do anything.
I'm just waiting for the door to open.
I'm just waiting.
All right. Let's open the door.
Like,
Ooh.
I was expecting he was doing a sound effect that we just couldn't hear. That's what I thought. So I was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're
wait.
just a bum.
That's what I do whenever there's a pause. Must be the sound.
Oh, I just noticed something. I've got Lilith's picture a little too low. Give me 1 second to rectify that.
Don't say that.
Oh, you gonna put the voice only for Spook again?
I am. Yes. Thank you for reminding me I wasn't, but I am.
Because otherwise people will be saying, "Your fan frozen."
Are you
or
like
what's
in
going on?"
front, Emlyn? I guess if you are, then I'm right behind you.
Okay,
Is where I
hold
would
on.
like to be.
That's what
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Just gotta move. I gotta modify
said
this
that
because it's
really
bleeding
badly.
down. There we
I'm
go.
standing behind you.
There's Spook stuff face.
I'm gonna
All right.
pen.
Okay, so the door is opened. Shaggy, I'm gonna put you in the doorway.
You got Patrol Guard like right behind me, apparently. Okay,
All right.
cool.
A grey-haired, reasonably old gentleman, probably in his mid to late 50s, wearing a plain brown shirt and pants, opens the door and with a puzzled look says, "Yes?"
It is at this point I removed the hood that I put over my head when I was crossing the street.
Okay. Initially he doesn't notice, but then a few seconds later, he takes a bold step backwards, and his eyes kind of go a little bit wide. He looks and goes, Gertrude, we have a visitor. The person he's talking to is sitting in the chair, stoking the fireplace. She turns around, and upon seeing Emlyn, also leaps out of the chair, brushes her dress flat, and she says, hello.
Hi.
We weren't expecting visitors today. Are you
Yes.
selling something?
Would you like me to be?
Considering on what the possible alternative of a strange man with horns knocking on my door, I'd rather hope that you were just selling something, of which I will happily buy it from you if I can afford it, and you can shuffle off down the street.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little excited. It's been a while since I was last here.
Okay,
and
the woman kind of moves in behind him and is now peering over his shoulder with her eyes wide open.
I actually was hoping to offer you 10 golds for a minute of your time.
That sounds ominous.
No,
That's
nothing.
quite a lot of money. Brother, you should hear him out. But he's got horns. Shh. Well, what were you saying? What exactly is it you want from me?
There is something in your house that doesn't belong to you that I would like to reacquire.
Well, I promise we
10
haven't
gold.
stolen anything.
I'm not accusing you of that. It's just a simple thing that I need to retrieve, and it'll be out of your house forever. You'll never see me again. All for
He
10
doesn't
gold.
mean you any harm. You don't
They-
mean them any harm.
They kind
right?
of look past him to see you, like, looking out, behind them. He's, well, we're not really used to having visitors. This is a very humble house. We don't own hardly anything. I can't believe that we have anything that you would want.
No, it's something that was stashed while you guys were away about a year ago or so.
We haven't been away. We haven't left here in, nigh on.
I assure you, when this was stashed, there was no one in the house.
Okay, he's got a puzzled look on his face. Well, it's not just that, but my good wife, you see, she's not well. For the last several months, she has been, a little bit odd in the head. It's progressively been getting worse.
Well, in that case, you can talk to my friend Liv over here. She could probably relate.
Yes,
Just
of course.
let me. I'll give you
Thank you.
Can relate.
Thank you.
Can relate. That's almost an insult. All right, with
That's
that,
an insult.
he kind of the pair of them step back just enough to kind of give you the impression that they're allowing you access into their beloved home.
Liv almost considers busting out her mage hand and smacking Emlyn upside the head, but doesn't. So she walks in and smiles and says, "Please show me what's ailing you."
Well, it's not me, you understand. It's my good wife.
You're a good one.
I had my sister come and spend the last few weeks with us to see if she could possibly help, but as I said, she's gone quite deranged. First of all, she started saying something about voices in her head, and well, now she's all but bedridden.
What I came to reacquire would probably help your little situation.
Oh, you stash medicine, or something along those natures?
Lilith is gonna look at Emlyn and say, "Your book causes voices? Get it out of their house!"
I'm just gonna look at Lilith and just kind of like shrug and say, "The voices make sense to me." And then I'm gonna look back into.
They kind of look dubiously at Emlyn, but then like more favorably. You are actually wearing clothes today, are you, Liv?
Liv, yes, she is actually wearing clothes.
Okay. So they're looking a little bit more favorably on you. At which point, Gertrude, the woman, looks at you and says, well, if you think you might be able to help, my sister-in-law, follow me.
We're not in the house, by the way.
You're not? Oh. Well, bum. Let me fix that.
Lilith is gonna say, no thank you, I'll wait here.
Well, only two of you are anyway right now. Okay. Alright, there you go. So she walks over towards this door and beckons Liv to follow her.
And she follows her over, and I need to zoom out.
Yeah, me too. Same.
I got giant.
All right. Yeah, you're like stuck up her nose. Bard Beer and Jericho Rivers, thank you for those follows. Okay, so Emlyn, you've come all the way into the house. Lilith and Tulgar. You want to enter, or are you standing outside?
I'm gonna enter.
No, Lilith is not going into this place. It's filthy. She's staying outside.
Okay. Well, Tulgar Whoa, hold on. I shrunk Tulgar, and I shouldn't have done.
Emlyn is huge.
There you go. All right. Tulgar walks in, and as you kind of step in through the doorway, he like takes 2 steps back and goes, "Bloody hell! Sorry, I didn't see you standing back there." And he kind of takes a glance at Emlyn and then looks back at Tulgar and back at Emlyn. It's like up, down, up, down.
And then nod to him and then go sit down in the chair near the fireplace.
Alrighty.
Emlyn has been backing up.
All right.
Surprise,
Yeah.
Tulgar can even.
He kind of
Through the
wanders
door.
over to you. Okay, so she goes through the door. And Super Mega Punch! Thank you for resubscribing. Give that man some love.
Thank you, man.
Thanks
Take
for 2
your
months.
pants off.
Take your pants off.
Bam, bam. There you go. All right. So, yeah, she wanders through the door. As I said, beckoning Liv to follow her.
Okay, Liv's
All
following.
right, Liv, you are now in an incredibly piss-poor looking kitchen with a makeshift table with 1 candle. Some dried rolls, bread rolls, are over on the sideboard here. And what appears to be a lukewarm bowl of some soupy-looking liquid.
Okay. We're in Skyrim, right? So I should just pickpocket all this
Oh,
stuff?
absolutely, yeah. All right, she makes her way over to this side door here. Okay. Meanwhile, Tulgar is warming himself by the fire. So Emlyn, the man is standing in front of you. He says, "So, what exactly is it you're looking for?"
I had a huge story created for this moment, this day. I had a lot of time to think. I was going to say that gentleman over there by the fire was a client of mine, was a failed carpenter from Corthan, and he wanted very much to destroy furniture, and me being his therapist would offer gold for this service. All for fun, as you can tell, right? You're supposed to laugh. I'm gonna look at the guy like, funny. Anyway, the truth is this. One of my less than savory friends stashed a book over there, and I'm gonna point behind me to the shelf, right? That's what it is?
This over here?
This piece of furniture, yeah.
It's basically like a plank. It's like a plank-made cabinet. It's like the cheapest, nastiest piece of furniture you've ever seen. But you do recall it, yes.
Long story short, he was on the run, less than savory fellow. And he stashed the book. We captured him, we arrested him, and I was sent to recover said book for study in Corthan.
When did he stash the book? I don't recall having... I mean, what did he look like, this man? Would I remember him coming to visit?
Well, I don't I mean, he was a stout fellow, 6 feet, black hair, just like mine, but you know. Yeah, hazel eyes.
Interesting. Alright, meanwhile, in the other room, so she opens the door and takes Liv into their rudimentary bed chamber. There's a woman laying upon the bed. She has like hazel hair that comes down to about her shoulders. She's wearing a plain, simple, kind of brown dress, simple brown shoes, and she is laying in the bed, convulsing basically. But there's no foam around her mouth. She's just kind of, literally, just her entire body is quaking. She says, "This is my sister-in-law. She's been like this for a couple of months now. It's progressively gotten worse."
Has anybody else been suffering the same things or anything that is similar?
Well, not that we're aware. Mind you, they are a superstitious lot around here in Candlewind, so we're very careful who we inform of this problem.
I see. And the cookingware, was that newly bought? The ones that were on the stove that I passed?
The stove?
The iron pot?
The iron pot. No, that's been in my family for years.
So it's been used quite a bit
Zombie
then.
Chef, thanks for follow. Oh, absolutely, yes. No, she...
Okay.
It all started, as I said, a good while ago. They came home, my brother and his good lady wife. They'd been off visiting relatives, and they came home, they lit the fire, they sat down, and she started saying that she could hear these voices, but she couldn't understand the language. It was just like this weird voice was talking to her. Well, of course, my husband thought that she was just purely overdramatic, very tired from the long journey, but it progressed. And after a little while, she started just holding her ears and saying, shut up, I tell you, shut up. And then a few days later, she became bedridden with a fever. And since then, really, other than random babblings and saying words that nobody understands, she's really just laid here and regressed into this terrible, terrible state. I did indeed go and visit the local herbalist. I talked to her and she gave us some herbal medicines to try, but absolutely nothing seems to have worked.
I understand. Okay, let me see what I can do. And Liv puts her hands on her, but instead of casting healing word, she's actually going to cast detect magic.
Alrighty. Okie dokie. So you cast detect magic, hold out the cone. Nothing radiates magic in kind of this vicinity, which is where the detect magic would.
A 30-foot descent. Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing is originating there.
Nothing at all. Nope.
Okay. Liv also looks on her skin and arms and legs to see if maybe there's a puncture wound of any sort, although it probably is not, just to show
all right.
appearances.
Make a medicine
body
roll for
warm or
me.
cold? Is her body warm or cold? I'm looking for signs.
Yeah, she's fairly warm. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Here, little dice.
All right. You search over all of her body. As far as you can tell, there are no open wounds or puncture marks whatsoever.
Is she cognitive enough to understand what she's saying?
She has a glazed look on her eyes, and as I said, she's just the entire time you've been like examining her, she hasn't turned her head or looked at you or anything. She's just literally been laying there convulsing. And as I said, it's not like huge spasms, it's more like just body quakes.
Today is not a good day for me to do this. She just puts her hands on her, and she does try to heal her with healing word.
Okay.
Although, it's not my idea of what's up, but...
Hey, you know what? Nice. Give it a shot.
Liv would think so.
Roll the dickies.
Alright.
You can tell she has skin, yeah.
She has skin and lots of skin, yes. Alright, healing word. So many spells on the list.
All right. Okay. You bathe her in your druidic light. Basically, yeah, she responds not at all to your magics. She continues to convulse and kind of literally just stare blankly straight at the ceiling as she lays there. In the other room, Tulgar, you're getting warm and toasty. Do you wish to do anything, or continue just to warm your feet by the fire?
Yes, that's all I'm doing.
Okay, so Emlyn, your newfound friend says, well, do you happen to know where he put it?
Yes, when we reacquired him, we were told. And I'm going to reach into my pouch and take out 10 gold coins. And I'm just going to hand it over.
He reluctantly holds out his hand, almost quiveringly, to take it from you. And then when you drop the money in his hand, he's like...
I'm going to take that opportunity to back away and
he bites into one of them to make sure it's real. At this point, he doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you anymore. He seems fixated on the whoppy great amount of cash that this poor peasant has just come into contact with.
I'm going to go to the plank of wood, and I'm going to just slide it. I'm just going to move it.
All right.
Without waiting.
It's considerably heavier than you remember it being last time. As you attempt to move it, go ahead and give me a strength test.
No.
DC, your difficulty is going to be a 14 is what you need to move this thing by yourself.
Not gonna happen.
Emily grabs hold of it and he's like, puts his feet against the wall, goes bright red in the face, and it is not moving an inch. Okay, hearing you grunt and groan, the man looks up and he says, "What on earth are you doing?"
I'm getting the book, or trying to. Are these to scale? Oh, they don't.
It's about to scale.
Oh, I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something. All right.
Well, he sits down in the chair, puts the 10 gold on the table, and begins to count it. Like 1, 2, 3. Not that it should be hard to count 10, but he is painstakingly doing exactly that.
Tulgar.
Emlyn? Yes?
Come here for a second, please.
Why? I'm gonna stand up and turn around.
Because I asked you to. Just come here.
I'll just slowly walk over, like just one step at a time, like I'm just on vacation.
While he's coming over, I'm gonna look at the floor surrounding this plank of wood to see if it's like nailed down or something, or if there's anything in it that's heavy.
Actually, I was just looking and I've just seen that actually is. Yeah, let me change that.
Smallest, biggest house you'll ever see.
There you go. No, the scale was actually doubled. It's 5 feet per square, not 10. There you go. That's
still
better.
Too far. I was going to change the fire.
That's better.
But...
No, that's okay. All right, so Tulgar is going to come over.
Move it, please.
DC
Well,
14.
In that case,
Move it where?
Just away from the wall. Please.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna grab it and attempt to just like throw it onto the ground, like
All
that
right.
way.
Go right ahead.
All right.
You watch Tolgar fail miserably as well.
I
Oh my
know.
god. Oh my god.
Shit.
Okay, Tolgar grabs hold of the edge with his fingertips from the bat, attempts to pull, and then realizes, holy crap, what has this man got in this thing? It is incredibly heavy. All right.
If I fail
Meanwhile,
at that,
in the other room, is there anything else you wish to do, Liv, for this strange,
well,
bizarre, psychotic woman?
when I detected magic, it's 30-foot radius, so that would be the entire room, just in case.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. There's nothing magical at all in the room.
In this room, okay. Put a cold compress on her head. I'll be with you guys in a moment, and she wants to go see what the other guys are
All right.
doing. But
Lilith is gonna poke her head in the door and say, "What are you doing? I'm getting weird looks out here."
Well, put some clothes on.
Lilith is wearing
Excuse
clothes.
me?
Look,
I
we're
look
trying.
damn good right now, okay?
Well, okay. I'm sorry. Just we're trying to move this thing.
Try.
Just please, can we
Just
move
get
it?
Tolgar to do it.
I just Tolgar, you and me together, maybe. Please.
Liv wants
Quickly.
to help you guys. So she says, Tolgar, let me help you out. And she puts her hand on Tolgar's shoulder and says, guidance. It's another language, but hold on.
Sure. So you get to roll a d4, and Tolgar gets to
Tare.
add the d4. Yep.
There you go. And she'll help you guys move too. So let's move it to the left.
All
Three
right.
of us moving it together.
Okay, so basically you get +2 for each person aiding you, so it's +4 Tolgar. And then on top of that, you'll get Liv's guidance.
all right. I'll come around to the front and attempt to like yank it towards me.
You're gonna yank it on top of you?
Yeah.
So you're not like trying to pull it over, are you, right? Okay. With complete overachieving effort, the thing moves violently. There you go. Away from the wall. And Emlyn, you see a familiar-looking hole down underneath the floorboards, where the floorboards are busted away.
You guys are gonna see Emlyn hop. He's gonna start hopping twice, like two big little like excited childish hops,
Oh my God.
and then he's gonna stoop down on one knee and reach into that hole and get his book back. He
All
is
right.
super fucking excited right now.
Alrighty.
Giving him a weird
For all
look.
these-
Okay, so Emlyn, yes. Finally, from underneath the floorboards, you pull out a large, thick, probably leather-bound tome.
Probably.
It's a Necronomicon. Put it back.
Oh, after all this time. Oh, thank you, my precious. I am gonna get up and like try to push past Tolgar in my excitement.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
block him.
Squeeze by.
I don't think that's going to happen, dude. You're not getting past Tolgar. He's entirely... He barely fits in the gap that he's sitting in, let alone you fitting through it.
I'm blocking him and I'm saying, "Can I see it?"
You're literally just gonna see me go. See, beautiful, beautiful. Move.
I'm gonna reach my hand in and try to grab it from you.
Take it.
Alright. You're going to try to take it from him?
Just to look at it for a second. But if he's trying to pull back, it'll be
I'm
a
pulling
grapple,
back.
I guess.
Yeah, go ahead and grapple against him.
Let me see it.
It's like one of them bullies trying to take his lunch money. It's not even funny.
Just want to know what it is.
Flashback.
Emlyn.
Tolgar with a 20. Emlyn, you're going to have to grapple Tolgar.
Looks nice.
I hope you win. It'd be hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! He rips your arm
A
off.
20, yeah, literally.
20.
Okay, so Tolgar reaches across and goes, "Give me it," and
0.
and just literally rips it clean from your poor fingers as you're standing there holding thin air, like your fingers are still in the position that they were when the book was in them, and Tolgar has now got something that he really has no business hanging on to as he's holding this tome. The tome is
up.
pretty much about this size.
Okay, I'm gonna
But
hold it
it's
up.
actually about twice as thick as this.
I'm just gonna randomly open it.
Alright. It is full of really weird, non-common sense symbols. Whatever it's written in is not anything that Tolgar recognizes. It's clearly, even though Tolgar, being an educated barbarian, can actually read, it is not in the common tongue.
Close it. hand
Looks
it
like
back
the
to
sort
me.
of thing that would give you a headache if you stared at it too long.
I'll move
Yeah.
out the way.
So before you move out the way, Emlyn was gonna do something.
Okay. What's
I
Emlyn
am-
gonna do?
I'm gonna say Osidere Tentacolas,
Jeez.
and I'm casting Arms of Hadar.
Okay. Alrighty. So all the way around him, suddenly these strange, thick, kind of black tendrils begin to erupt from all around you in like a 10-foot radius, almost like octopi are trying to bust through the floor. Basically, you must make a strength-based saving throw.
Which
your
you'll
DC,
pass.
your DC is 15.
No.
To try to
Oh, that- I
break
didn't
out
have
of
that
it.
listed. Sorry.
No.
Ouch. Unfortunately, these nasty, horrible tentacles did 6 points of necrotic damage to you. You can literally feel them like reaching into inside your skin and like tearing at your
Before or
flesh.
after I gave you the book back.
This is before. This is after you snatched it while you were opening it.
Alright.
So you might think it's the book that's doing it. If you want to do,
Yeah, go on and throw the book towards you.
Okay.
I'm gonna snatch it back.
All right. So yeah, 6 points of necrotic damage as your flesh is kind of decayed from where the tendrils like licked and lapped at your flesh.
It
Okay.
rolled really low too. It's funny.
Okay. So, Emlyn, you grab the book back.
I would not touch this if I were you. I'm just gonna give Tolgar a death stare.
Clearly, this was not a ladybird book.
I'm gonna just nod to him very stoically and back up.
Through to another room.
You went into another wall, apparently.
Oh, there's a wall there. Okay.
Ah, straight
there.
through the wall. Hey, you
did not
probably
see it.
could if you want to. You probably could bust through this wall in this
No.
crappy hovel.
Just like disappear into the wall. No, I'm just gonna move
Emlyn,
out of
get
the
the
way.
book away out of the house. It's ailing this poor woman.
I don't care about that, but sure, let's leave.
Okay.
And for everybody in chat that had that side bet, like Liv was gonna PvP one of these guys, I wasn't the first.
Yep. Hey, at least he blamed it on the book. All right. So, with all this going on, the old guy sitting in the chair glances back momentarily as you heave, the huge big piece of furniture away. Beyond that, he really hasn't paid much attention. He's entirely more interested in the 10 gold crowns that he now possesses. Finally convinced that they are indeed real, he stands up and moves his way politely past Liv and Lilith and says to Emlyn, is there anything else you'd like? I've got, I don't know, nice chair, maybe a cutthroat razor. I've got a shovel in the corner, if you're interested in one of those.
Not that it matters, but I'm sure the woman in the following room who's sick, and I'm gonna look at Liv, will get better. And you can live your nice, frilly lives in the shitty part of town. But I'd like to live.
Well, it's not that shitty. I mean, we're not rich
Well-
by any means, but at least we have our own house.
Well, you have 10 gold, fix the hole in the floor over there. And I'm just gonna walk by him.
Liv wants to go over to the corner where the fireplace is and detects magic one more time over here.
All right. Okie dokie. Nope, there is no magic in this radius either.
Okay. I know that you just gave them 10 gold, but she goes to the lady over here and gives her 2 gold. And she
Lady
goes
over
back
where?
the Gertrude? This one? Oops.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right, so you wander in there. Right, when you walk in there, she is still mopping her sister-in-law's brow.
Yeah. Try to find another healer. I don't think this is from... I think it is from within and not from weird superstitious things that are going on.
Well, as I
But
said, we tried the local herbalist, but I'll see if I can go to the church and see if maybe they can do anything. Okay, she takes her 2 gold. She's thank you very much. That's awfully kind of you. You don't have to, you know.
My pleasure. Just try to spend it on some healing for her.
Oh.
She reminds me a lot of my mother that passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. I certainly hope that my good sister-in-law doesn't pass away. I really hate having to stay here in this infernal town, and, well, I'm only here because of my brother needing me, to help out, as it were.
Right. You are good people. Thank you. And good luck.
Just well, and to you too, my dear. All right.
I'm just going to be waiting for them outside.
Okay, so Emlyn wanders out. As you walk out the door, Tolgar, you can see this guy trying to move his piece of furniture back into place and having absolutely no luck with it whatsoever.
I ignore it and continue on.
All right. Okay. Out into the streets we go. Let's see. We are in Candowin East. Let's go ahead and put you back there.
So as we leave, I'm going to turn to everybody. I'm going to say thank you for being with me to retrieve this. Tolgar, I apologize, but I had to since you did snatch the book out from me. How would you feel?
Again, all right.
How would you feel if your medallion, you got it finally, and all of a sudden I just took it from your fingers? Exactly.
I was just curious.
This is a book that I don't want anyone here to touch. You won't understand it even if you tried.
Are you still going to hold up your half of the bargain, sir?
That bargain being...
Did we not strike a deal that I would help you get your book?
For the medallion?
Yes.
Sure. I have nothing else to do. So I will help you with your quest. Your journey. Your whatever.
Alright, so as you're all standing around inside the streets, you can see, like, as I said before, lots of peasants and really ne'er-do-well looking people all kind of looking at you and staring at you. You get the distinct feeling that they'd probably like to rob you. But the reality of it is, you guys just don't look robbable. Not from a peasant standpoint, anyway.
Liv turns to Lilith and says, maybe it's time to go shopping.
I would think that.
I am in need of something probably only the women of the night can provide, and you might know somewhat of. Something to get in and out of easily. You see, I have that problem with my animal transformations, and I was really hoping you would help.
Robes work wonders, dear.
A robe, of course. That would be great, and I can cover my hair, too.
Animal skin bikini. All right.
Robes cover up a lot, and they can be, well, disrobed quite easily.
Perhaps. Tolgar, would you like to go to the inn with me? Get a drink or 2 or 10?
Going on a date. Aww.
I'll be right behind you.
Can you stand next to me for a change? Just,
You block out the sun, Tolgar. Stand next to me. I'm sick and tired of walking in your shadow.
There's plenty of people who try to sneak up on you and steal things. I'm merely protecting you.
Alrighty.
You look small, is all I'm saying.
Alright, so Tolgar and Emlyn are thinking inn or tavern. Lilith and Liv are thinking shopping spree!
Shopping spree!
So, what's your game plan? How do you guys
Meet
plan?
back at dusk, dawn. What is the sky?
Yeah, what is it? Is it? It's still
Daytime,
like day,
nighttime?
right?
Yeah, it's still like about midday.
Okay, so meet back at dusk at the inn.
The
You know where
tavern by the
Which-
center
yeah,
that we
which
passed
inn?
by. Do you remember it? The Drunken Duck.
The Drunken Duck. Yes, I remember the
Drunken
sign
Duck.
well. That sounds like a plan. I'm happy you got your book back.
Thank you.
Alright, so, Emlyn, you know where the Drunken Duck is.
Yeah.
So you and
I'm-
Tolgar are going to the Drunken Duck?
We're gonna walk north and then to the west because like the same way we arrived, you know.
So, in other words, you want to avoid the guardhouse, right?
We're avoiding the guardhouse. Correct.
Alright, well, that's fine. Okay. So, Emlyn and Tolgar head towards the Drunken Duck. Where on earth do Liv and Lilith want to go?
So do we know where the shopping would be? Probably closer to the water, I'm guessing, where most ports are. We smelled bakery food when we got off the boat, so maybe there would be shops that way. What do you think?
Where do you want to go?
It's definitely not in this part of town.
Yeah, you kind of blew. You literally got led through the streets to this point from Emlyn, but now you're kind of like, well. Also,
Okay.
you notice that now, seeing as Emlyn and Tolgar have left, small groups of men are beginning to gather. Like, one small group is like emerging up here, and one small group is emerging up here. And they seem to have their eyes set firmly on the pair of you.
Oh boy.
Yep. Nope. Let's get moving. We'll find it. Heading back the way we came from.
Okay? So, Lilith bolts through the avenue, or the alleyway.
Lives on her heels, and then Mr. Hoot out in front of them to find.
Okay, so you come running out into the main street. You can see the guardhouse right here with the guard tower on top of it.
Keep moving.
As you
Keep
run
him,
through
keep him.
this is not the slum area. This is kind of like just the common residential area that you seem to be in. All these are like fairly pleasant houses, nothing rich, but at least they actually have decent roofs and walls.
Is that the sunglass hut over here? And over here? Wait, I want to stop at the sunglass hut. No.
Yeah, no, these are houses.
Okay, so we're making our way back that way.
Okay.
Towards the docks.
Making our way downtown. Fast, just fast, homebound.
Right. So from here, which way are you guys going?
What way does Mr. Hoot see?
Yeah.
Oh, does Mr. Hoots know where he's going? Or I mean, is he flying up and what's the
flying,
goal with
yes.
Mr. Hoots?
Mr. Hoot is going to see what's in front of us.
Buildings and lots of
Yes.
people.
Okay. Does Mr. Hoot see any signs on any of those buildings?
Mr. Hoots read.
You would know what a sign is, and I can interpret for him.
Yeah. No, he does not.
Okay. So the dock was what
You can
side?
see where the ocean is. The ocean is directly south.
Okay. So we probably should head south. Well, wait a minute. Did we come from the south direction?
Nope. Well, yeah, at one point. You kind of went north and then east. This place
should
is
probably-
huge, remember. It's absolutely a massive place. It's easy to get lost.
Okay. So I'm sure there's some commoners that are in a middle-class clothing that are walking around.
Oh, there's plenty of people, yeah.
Let's ask one of them where
Yeah,
to go
they
for some
can-
shopping.
Direct us to the shopping area.
All right. Well, it depends what you're looking for, really. There's stores and things all over town. What exactly are you trying to find?
Some new clothing, perhaps.
Ah, well, you want to go to Rags to Witches, then?
And where's that located? Is it Rags to Witches?
Well,
It'll keep you in stitches.
if you Well, from here it's and he points his finger and says, "That way."
Is it just straight that way, or no turns in between?
Oh no, you're gonna have to take several turns and whatnot. I would lead you there, but quite honestly, I don't have time.
Oh, okay. How about 2 silver pieces? Would that maybe give you some time?
Well, for 2 silver pieces, absolutely, I'll lead you to the store you're looking for. Why don't
Awesome.
you follow me, ma'am?
Okay.
All right. So yes, he takes you in this direction.
She sends Mr. Hoots out in front of them, just in case he's leading them into a trap.
All right. Mr. Hoot sees people and buildings everywhere. Let's see. We'll move you to... Oh. All right. From where you are, you kind of head... Let me move you. West, northeast. There. Okay. So, after wandering through the streets, turning left, turning right, turning left, turning right, lots and lots of twists and turns, eventually, let's move you guys.
So big.
That's what she said.
Had to be done.
All right. He leads you to this building here, which is fairly close to the docks. Ninja, thanks for that resub. 17 months.
Damn, dude. Thank you.
Thank you for
Goodness.
17 months of support, my friend. Very much appreciated, dude. Very much.
Very cool.
All right. Okay, you arrive outside this building, and over top of it, there is a sign that says Rags to Witches. And there is literally a little witch riding a broomstick dressed in rags on the
That's so
signpost.
cute.
He says, that's where you want to, if you're looking for clothing, right there.
How gosh.
Indeed. And how gauche indeed. That brings us perfectly to our first break. All right, lady, so you are outside Rags to Witches.
Woo!
Lilith struts through the door.
What kind of mischievous clothing can we find in here?
All right, let's move you to Rags to Witches. Yes, this is Howreroll. I even have a clothing store.
Aww.
Hold on.
I might have... I don't
Let me
know.
move you
That's
along here.
adorable.
Hold on. What sucks is I can't... I'm trying to get the... Stop! Stay where you're supposed to be. I have to move you to Slum House, and now I can move you to Rags to Witches. Okay. 1 second. I gotta do a quick resize here. Which I hate doing. I hate resizing. Alright, so Lilith wanders through the door of Rags to Witches, and here is Liv directly behind her. Okay. As you walk through the door, there is a girl behind the counter with a kind of like a thick mane of red flowing hair. She's got like a red, very bust-revealing dress on, and black, incredibly tight-fitting pants. She has thigh-high boots.
Ooh.
She almost looks... If she would just switch out the top for something tight-fitting and black, she's almost kind of looks like Lilith. Okay, as you kind of walk through the door, glancing around, you can see everything from dresses, robes, pants, shirts, hats, raw materials, everything you could possibly hope to find in a clothing establishment, a haberdashery, if you will. As you walk through the door, she smiles politely and says, "Welcome to Rags to Witches. The witches' hats are over there." And she points to this table right here.
Is one of them a sorting hat? Do you have any robes?
Oh, absolutely. We have all manner of robes. You'll find an assortment over there by the window. And we also have some fine dresses and robes over here next to the large mirror. If you wish to try anything on, let us know. There is actually an area for you to try clothing on, and of course you're welcome to look at yourself in the mirror to your heart's content. My only request is, please check the price tags before you try the clothes on. If you cannot afford them, do not soil them.
I see. I'm actually looking for a very inexpensive, maybe a cloak then. With one
Just
with
a
hood?
cloak.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. Or
And
maybe even
You
a
said
piece of material. I can
Something in a nice purple.
expensive.
black,
Well,
maybe?
if you look at the table right
Black.
there, between the two of you, we have some fine purple and bluish materials.
Well, kind of looks around. She's like, I have that, and I have that, and I have that. I have two of those, one in purple, one in
Too
black.
gaudy,
And then I
too gaudy, too gaudy.
have tacky.
Liv is just looking for something basic. A basic cape, I think, with the hood on it would work.
A hooded
Cover
cloak,
her
not
hair.
a problem. I've got some in, well, what sort of colors would you like? The basic materials, I'm afraid, I only have in simple Hessian and in cotton.
Hessian or cotton? Will it shrink?
Wonders?
Would it shrink in the dryer?
I honestly have no clue what you're talking about, but I can tell you that when you wash them, of course they're going to shrink a little bit.
Okay. Oh, let's see. How much is the Hessian? I don't even know what Hessian is.
Sackcloth, basically. Hessian is sackcloth. It's kind of that material that you wore when you were on the ship.
Okay, back to the cotton, I guess. Do we have satin, maybe? Is there
Well, you
satin?
did say inexpensive. I do indeed have satin if you're willing to afford the price.
Okay, so what are the prices?
She says, well, I can arrange for you to have a... do you want it fitted or just off the rack?
Oh no, she wants it fitted.
Oh, I don't know what I want yet.
She says, well, I can provide you a off-the-rack Hessian cloak, hooded cloak, mind, for just 3 silver pieces. Cotton will cost you 5.
Spoils at the idea of off the rack.
Yeah, who buys off the rack?
Okay, so a
She
little
says,
bit.
if you want something in silk, it's going to cost you a little bit more. That's going to cost you 3 gold.
3 gold. Oh my goodness, that is pretty steep.
Well, silk's hard to come by, my dear. Silk is very hard to come by.
What about, is satin a thing?
Oh, satin. Well, if you're really... And she smiles at you politely. She says, are you sure you're in the market for something made out of
Or
satin?
something like plush, like velvet?
She says, well, I don't have any velvet capes. I could make one if you're going to be around for a day or two. But, a satin, a blue satin hooded cloak I can provide for 7 silver pieces.
It's actually quite alright. I'll just take the Hessian sack. I'll probably just she just thinks, she's like, and she says underneath her breath, I'll probably just rip out of this anyway, so.
All right, she says, well, that's fine. A Hessian hooded cloak it is. 2 silver pieces, please.
She gives her 2 silver and she puts the Hessian sack thing on.
Okay.
Very
I mean,
We will
basically,
teach you to
it goes over your hood. You have a plain, simple chain that runs from
Enjoy the
here
fine
to here. It really doesn't cover much.
things live.
Doesn't cover much?
Not from the front, anyway. Of course, unless you wrap it around yourself and walk around like this. And then it will. But as it kind of hangs, it pretty much hangs down, exposing your
Skype.
front torso.
Okay, gonna need something a little wider than this one.
I mean, if you want to wrap it around you, it will. But I mean, it's a cloak, so it's designed to hang,
Yeah.
not kind of, fit.
Well, I don't want to buy like a robe,
Just ask for a garbage bag, you know?
Can I have a garbage bag with a hood?
Poke some holes.
And she gets a Hessian
My
sack
dear, we
and
were
says,
looking
here's one
for
I made
something
earlier.
That can be, we're looking for something that covers, but flattering, and it can be engaged quickly. If
Whoa,
you know what I'm saying.
I didn't hear a word of that. What I heard was serious robotics coming from you.
Right.
Try again.
Sorry, Spook.
And here, what we're looking for is something that is tasteful, flattering, can be disrobed at a moment's notice, but reclaimed. And she's gonna wink at that.
Okay, she smiles and says, I think I have exactly what you're looking for. Step this way, miss. She comes around and takes you over to this table. Alright, she picks up this dress right here. This really kind of, it comes barely above the knees. It's just off the shoulder. It's basically your quote-unquote little black dress. And
you could never go wrong with the little black dress.
She says, this is probably exactly what you're looking for. She says, I've slipped out of one of these in a matter of seconds.
Liz having pictures of like tiger form and ape form and a black dress.
And all you hear in your head is...
Not quite. Maybe a sarong. Maybe something with a hood.
Well, I mean, obviously you've acquired your Hessian cloak.
Maybe a sarong then. Maybe something I can just kind
Like
of
a
drape
wraparound.
Like a wraparound.
Oh, we can provide one of those. What material you'd be interested in?
And she looks at Lilith. I have no idea. You tell me.
Well, it needs to be something practical. We're not really in the market for anything too flashy right now, unfortunately.
She says, well, I can
something
make
durable.
any material practical. Durable. Well, durable, you said?
Yes, durable would be nice. Lives a little rough on her clothes.
I see. Well, Hessian is indeed durable, but a little itchy, especially if it's going to be tight-fitting to the skin. Okay, with that, she kind of moves over to this table here. And she says, well, a sarong I can knock up in a matter of an hour or two. Why don't you have a look here and see if there's any of these fabrics that take your fancy? And basically, there's like a tartan, there's like a blue, as a kind of an earthy brown. There's one that's got these weird spirally circular patterns. She says, if nothing here really takes your fancy, then I do have some other materials over here.
What color are Liv's eyes?
I think I put green.
Green would be a lovely color for you.
I do believe I do have some pleasant green and woodland fabric out the back. If you're interested, I could throw together a sarong in probably a couple of hours.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so you love to traipse around in the forest quite a bit. That would be nice for you.
Okay, with that, she pulls out what appears to be a tape measure and starts to literally run over to Liv and measure her height and wraps it around her waist and her bust area and everywhere and starts measuring you up, and almost like rocket speed. It's like yelling out measurements. She says, I've got everything I need. Fair enough. If you would like to come back in 2 hours, I shall have it ready for you, my dear.
What was the quote on that one?
Oh, well, custom made, of course. You have to understand. I've got to put the work in, but you both seem to be such lovely ladies. I would endeavor to say I would let you have it for 1 gold.
Okay.
Done.
Gold.
Is there any way that I could have her package delivered to the Drunken Duck?
Well, absolutely. What name should I have it delivered under?
Vivian.
Miss Vivian. A last name?
Oh, just
Oh,
Vivian.
Vivian will be
Sure,
good
there
enough.
won't be any other Vivians in the Drunken Duck. It's very well populated, very frequented, you know.
You could add Edenwood. It would definitely come to us.
Vivian Edenwood. Fair enough. I will make that arrange. If that's the case, I'll have to ask you to pay for it now, though.
And she gives her the
no.
gold.
Thank you very
Lilith
much.
throws in another gold as a tip for her being so nice.
Oh, well, are you sure there's nothing else I can do for you, my dear? Would you like me to take that dress in just a little bit? Those pants don't seem to fit your hips quite as they should. And, well, they don't entirely match with that top. You know, I could... She kind of looks at Lilith and you see her kind of like... I've had an idea. I've had an epiphany. She says, I believe I could make you an outfit that would drive all the men wild.
Her milkshake's gonna bring all the boys to the yard.
Damn straight. She says, with those
I'd
curves
never turn
and
down an offer like
your
that.
clear fondness for tight-fitting clothing, I believe I could create quite the ensemble for you.
Well, of course, my dear. How could I turn down an offer like that?
She says, well, it won't be cheap, mind. We're talking thigh-high boots. We're talking lace arm wraps. We're talking
Oh,
tight-fitting leather. We're talking studs. I would say I could probably create this outfit for you for no less than possibly 10 gold crowns.
It's chump change, of course.
Well, it'll take me a day or two because, you know, to get the stitching strong enough to handle the sort of things that a woman of your nature will put them through. But if you would like to return here in 2 days, I'm sure I can have the outfit of your dreams ready for you. Would it be too much to expect you to pay a 50% deposit?
Oh, I don't know if I'll be in town in 2 days.
Oh, come now. You wouldn't want to pass up an opportunity like this. I'll tell you what. I'll work through the night and have it ready by tomorrow evening.
I might could do that.
For an extra 2 gold.
Of course.
So, 6 gold now and 6 on completion?
It's a deal.
Excellent. Okay, she kind of like daintily holds out her hand.
Lilith hands over the gold.
She puts it in her dress pocket, and immediately out she comes with a tape measure, and immediately jumps on Lilith and starts measuring inside leg, outside leg, waist, hips, bust, everything you could think of, shoulder length, fingertip length. She's measuring everything. Finally, after giving you what appears to be like a doctor's examination,
The weird fashionista she is lets out little satisfied moans as she does this.
and a very kind donation from Torte will thank you here properly in just a moment. All right. He says, excellent, I've got everything I need. At that point, she looks at you and she says, is that a whip, my dear?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, I think I've had another idea. But it'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise for you. So, tomorrow, I should be done by... I close at 5, but, pop back around 9 o'clock. Just knock on the door. I'll be here tomorrow evening.
All right.
Well, thank you, my dear. And I'll have your cloak ready, or your sarong ready for you, as I said, in a couple of hours. And I'll have it sent, as you requested, to the Drunken Duck. And may I say, a fine choice of establishment. Much better than the Drunken Rat.
I guess only the lowest of low go to the Drunken Rat.
The lowest of the low, or, well... if you happen to be in a certain type of employment, not a bad place to pick up a client or two. But you know how sailors are. They're drunk 95% of the time, and most of their coin is spent on wine. Make sure you get them to pay in advance. That's what I say. All right, then.
Do you know of where a weapon shop would be around here?
Weapon shop? Well, we do have a very, very gifted smithy here in Kanduin, over in the Dwarven Quarter.
The Dwarven Quarter. And where's that at?
Well, it's kind of directly north from here, really.
Straight line north?
Well, nothing's really a straight line here in Kanduin. The buildings were kind of thrown together, but you'll find it nonetheless. You'll find the Dwarven architecture, and you're looking for forges with beards.
Forges with beards. Is there a wood crafting shop as well?
Forges with beards.
Wood crafting, I'm not entirely sure that we have a wood crafter, but we do have some general stores that do deal in woods.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to do business with you ladies. May I say, enjoy the night, my dear, as she smiles politely at Lilith.
And you as well. And then with that, Lilith's gonna leave.
All right.
Yes, wood
Okay. Okay, so you
doors.
guys leave the establishment. Let's go to the Drunken Duck. Now, while all this skullduggery has been going on, Emlyn and Tolgar have been making their way over to the Drunken Duck, which is quite a beast of an establishment.
Holy.
Let's have a look here.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Well, it is if I can.
There's like a whole
Wow.
back section.
If I can line it up properly, it is. But let's just bring you to the front door. Move Lilith off, and we'll move Liv off. Hold on there.
They playing checkers?
Hold on.
And are they playing Gwent? No, I'm kidding. Gwent is in the other
Okay,
corner.
here you go. So, yes, Tolgar and Emlyn. Emlyn knew where the Drunken Duck was. As soon as you get to the door, that vibrant aroma hits your nose as you walk through the huge double doors into this incredibly fine establishment.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
I've never been in here before.
I have not either. Why don't you pick a seat for us?
All right. Well, as you wander into the establishment, you can see that there are tables aplenty, most of which seem to be occupied. There is a huge fireplace in the far corner that is warming the place, a large oaken bar. There seems to be a door or two behind the bar on the northernmost wall, and a flight of kind of marbled stairs that goes up to the right.
So Emlyn is just gonna beeline it for this big table over here,
All right.
since it's in the corner and he wants to have his back to a wall.
Okay. As you kind of glance through the open doorway, you can see the stairs that lead upwards. Probably leads up. Bearing in mind, this is a 3-story tavern, so there's like 2 entire floors of rooms above this, and this is a massive building.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
take
you both take a seat at the largest table available.
That's how we roll, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna set
And there you do sit.
I'm gonna awkwardly squeeze in behind the 2 chairs and then sit down, clearly not having enough room.
Okay. I mean, glancing around, you can see all manner of people here, from nobility to well-dressed individuals. There are very few in the way that you would consider to be, dare I say it, from the area that you recently just came from. Nobody here is poorly dressed. Everybody here has got something about them, some kind of resemblance of decorum. Over here in the far bottom corner, you can see what appears to be a couple of still uniformed guards. But beyond that, it's a makeshift rambling of all manner of people, male, female, for the most part human.
Yeah, anyone who's not human that we notice.
There's an elven chick sitting right here across from you that is talking to a buxom-looking blonde. Galvatron and Elidarkart, thank you for those follows.
Woohoo.
I'm gonna try to do like a cute elbowing of Tolgar to point out the buxom blondes, but of course I think we're pretty far away from each other, even though we're sitting next to each other, right? I mean,
Close enough.
So I'm gonna say, and as I do that, I'm gonna look, and then I'm gonna take out my book and just like caress it, you know,
All
in
right.
a creepy factor.
Well, you
Put it
sit
on.
here in the fairly noisy establishment. I mean, there's so many people here. There's many, many conversations that are all going on at once. People are just talking over each other, and you can kind of hear the various different voices just drifting across the wind.
Okay, I'm gonna look over at him and shrug. Like, what? What am I supposed to do with her?
Chat her up, maybe. You know, offer her some wine.
Why is she
Look at
joining our
my
quest?
markers.
What? Sorry.
Is she joining our quest?
No, but you know, she can entertain you for a night with the right words.
Oh,
Right, you know.
I've never had to talk my way into that.
I was waiting for him to say I've never had to pay for it.
Usually in my tribe, they were offered.
Well, we'll go over there and, you know, do a little flex, maybe, you know. You know.
I don't need to flex for them to see my muscles. They're clearly all over me.
All right. They're clearly all
Tell me
over
about
you.
the book.
Right, finally,
I
a woman
tried to
with
change
graying
the
hair,
subject.
wearing kind of a brownish apron, comes to your table, and she smiles at you with a kind of a gappy-looking smile, like she's missing this tooth right here. One next to her canine. She smiles, and she looks directly at you, and she says, "Hello, my name is Rosa Steelhauser. Welcome to the Drunken Duck. What can I be getting you this fine evening? Or, do excuse me, this, as you call it, noon of the after."
Get us a few beers and whatever you
What?
have on the barbecue. Or, you know, the grill.
Ah,
good.
yes. Well, we have many, many fine foods on the grill outside. We have beef, we have pork, chickens, quail, fish, roasted duck.
Duck. I've never had duck. I would like some duck.
Did you get the duck drunk before you killed them for us to eat?
I see what you are doing with this. I find this most amusing.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
how many of our fine ales would you like to try this evening?
All of them?
Yes.
All of them. You wish for a pint of each ale? Yes, for
How many
each of
are
you.
there?
How many ales are we talking?
We have 32 fine ales
God.
that we have in barrels this evening.
How about
Perhaps you are expecting many, many friends. Yes, many comrades.
Just us.
How about a shot of each? You know, like a little around the world.
No, silly man. We do not do shots of ale. We serve ale in tankards or flagons. Maybe you would like some of our fine schnapps, yes?
Sure, yes, fine.
Do you
Your
have a
schnapps.
preference? Peach? Mint? Strawberry?
Emlyn, there are way too many choices. Please move her out of here.
We'll go whatever you suggest, we will have and enjoy.
Very well. I will bring each of you a fine pint of one of our signature ales and a shot of peach schnapps to chase it down with.
Thank you. Perfect.
And you wish for a roasted duck?
The drunk duck, yes.
You wish for the drunken duck? Yes. A fine, fine choice. I will be back momentarily with your evening's choice of beverage, and in what do you say, about 30 of your half hours? No. Half an hour of. I will be back soon with your food.
Thank
I don't say anything. I just.
Okay, she wanders up to the bar, and you hear her scream, Peter! Auf Gischken was das Ficken sonst! And she starts screaming in a language you've never ever heard before.
I'm gonna turn to Emlyn and say, so the book?
the book.
Please explain.
It was given to my mother many years ago from my father, who was traveling abroad. She was a scholar of sorts, tried to decipher it, as you can. And I'm going to open the book as I explain
He
it.
was traveling abroad. It was scholarly abroad.
As you can see, it's indecipherable. It's in a language not many can decipher. Long story short, it started to speak to me. I started to understand it. I wanted to study it for myself.
Literally speak to you?
If literally is the only way you can understand this story, then yes, literally. I understood it, and I wanted to delve deeper into the secrets. I ran off with it, and in my journey, did something I wasn't supposed to do, was chased, hid the book, now I found it, so I can study it.
What did you do?
The lady comes back, right?
Yep, she comes back. She puts down 2 shots of a kind of a orangey amber looking liquid and 2 massive steins of frothy looking beverage.
Thank you.
It's not a problem. Your food will be over most quickly.
Okay.
Very well.
You wish to pay for the food and the drink all at once, yes?
How much will that be?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 silver pieces.
I give her a gold.
Oh,
Thank you.
my. Thank you. Very, very kindness.
I give 7 silver pieces.
Indeed. If there is anything you need, you just let Rosa know. If you would
Rosa's-
like me to talk to our chef, our professional chef, Bruce Yederman, I can have him cook anything for you like.
Please leave now, we are talking.
Not a problem. I do not wish to offend you with my presence anymore.
Thank you, Rosa.
Okay, she starts to walk away and then she stops and turns around. She says, I apologize for inflicting myself upon you. And then continues back to taking care of the other people in the tavern.
Oh, poor Rosa.
I know.
Bastards.
So what is it that you did?
I mentioned Porthan to Wint from Corthan. I was instructed that I needed a particular gem that he had, a very valuable gem. So I started to work for him for a little bit, hoping to get, just take it without him realizing it.
You worked for one of the councilmen?
No, the wizard who works for the councilman. But it was all
Porthan
just
to
so I
Wint?
could... Porthan to Wint.
Wizard or councilman, or both?
He's a wizard, as far as I know. I mean, he
I
has
see.
ties, however.
I see.
I worked for him temporarily. He accepted me. I stole the gem, and I ran. That's pretty much what I did. He chased
Why
me.
did you steal it?
Win
Why?
because I needed it for the book. At least
You
I
need
thought.
the gem for the book?
During all this, Lilith and Liv, once you leave the haberdashery, where are you guys going?
We're gonna head towards the forge because I just want to offload the stuff that we picked up in the ruins.
All right. Okay.
Real short offloading, and then
So you guys are heading northwards and heading up. That's going to kind of bring you in this direction anyway. Okay.
okay. And if there's a general store, I just want to look in there and see if there's any different kind of woods that might catch your eye, I guess.
All right. Do you have any preference of what kind of wood you're looking for?
She's looking to craft her druid focus.
So you want something that's kind of like a.
Lilith has an eye for wood as well,
Like-
Liv.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Oh my god.
So you're looking for something like
And
ancient
she's
oak
back,
or
she's
like
sick.
ash or something like that. Maybe some ash that was grown in a graveyard or something. All right.
What about this lightning struck wood? From
Yeah,
the
something
ruin?
like that. Okay. Just to speed things along, yes. Let's just say that you're able to find something along those lines. How do you want it crafted?
I can craft my own.
So you just want to buy the raw materials.
Right.
Okay. So
And
let's
I
say
think
there's a
that-
guy. You manage to wander around the street. You find a one of the grocery store, not a grocery store,
Grocery store.
a general store, and he does have some like lightning struck wood. He was using it for charcoal, or he was like going to use it for charcoal, but he'll sell it to you for like 5 copper.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was talking about the lightning struck wood that we picked up from the ruin tree. That might be evil, but
Oh, well, if you've got, well, what do you want to buy it for then? You've already got some.
well, but you said it was weak. I don't know. How about a nice? That's fine. Nice cherry-looking wood or whatever. It's fine. Just something that she can craft and maybe make an arm bracer with no AC on it.
Okay,
Make a
yeah,
focus
not a
out of-
problem. So whatever it is
And
you're
just
looking
not-
for, yeah, just
Yep.
call it
Okay.
two silver and you're done.
2 silver and okay, cool. And she's also going to offload the scimitar and.
We're going to
the-
deal with the. We'll actually deal with the. We'll deal with the actual dwarves here in a minute.
Oh. The dwarves with okay.
At the smithy, yep. So but for a couple of silver you can find the wood that you're looking for your totem.
Okay.
But we'll deal with the dwarves in a second.
Okay.
The dwarves here are interesting and fun. So. All right, so Emlyn and Tulgar.
Right. So
You've
the
got
gem.
your
What do you
you've
need
got
the gem for?
your shots of peach schnapps and your triple bock ale.
So we're drinking, I think.
Yeah, we're drinking, and I'm apparently still trying to explain.
Yes.
Tell me, Tolgar, has there been any magical practitioners in your tribe?
We have a medicine man. That's all.
And they do just rituals? They do strange, lengthy practices? Or
We use herbs and other natural remedies.
I see. Well, I was under the impression that the gem was to help me unlock more mysteries of this book, and the passages therein. For I can't read all of it. I can't understand most of it.
The gem is a key.
I thought it was. And then it seems to have been its own test, because apparently I didn't need it because it was taken from me, and I still understood that I needed the book, but not the gem.
So what do you need now?
Time. Just to study.
All
Just to
right.
comb the depths.
And basil.
And basil.
Basil.
And basil.
All right. Well, we're going to head back to the streets of Corthan. Sorry, not Corthan. Friggin' Candawin.
God, we teleported.
That's your
Oh,
fault,
no,
Jane.
not Corthan. No.
Okay, let's take you guys here. All right. Alrighty then. Okay, so you head northwards from the store. Here you are. And ahead of you, you can see the dwarven buildings that you saw previously. They're a totally different architecture. They're made of solid stone. They're kind of like domed and incredibly smooth.
Okay. stone. Okay, so the one that says the Dwarven Forge on it. I'm trying to reload my map.
Oh, your map died.
It's still at the tavern.
Still at the tavern.
Oh, hold on. Did I not move you over? Here we go. Sorry, it's me. Ah, stop. The banner doesn't want to. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so we head over towards the forge and we go into
All right. Well,
the one lady was describing.
Yes.
So once you kind of walk up here, you can see the dwarven buildings. I'm going to move you here as well. Okay. Glancing around, the only thing that looks like it might be the forge is this building here, based on the fact that there is kind of like a well outside of it, smoke bellowing out, and you can hear the clanging of metal coming from inside. Although it's
Okay.
not of dwarven architecture, that's for sure.
Interesting. And these stones, are they shops or are they buildings? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Which one? These buildings here?
Yeah.
They are buildings, but they are of a totally different architecture to everything else here in town.
And from Hoots' eyes, we see what we see down top, right? So that's what it looks like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So let's go inside and see if I can offload some of this stuff.
All right. Well, this building here is indeed called Forged with Beards. Let's move you in there.
They're careful not to get sparks in those beards. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, we're back at the house.
Oh my god, their forge looks just like the house we were just in.
I know.
They have a sick lady and everything.
It's like deja vu.
Yeah, I have to like move you guys in stages. I can't like move you completely.
Well, I was just gonna go see if I can get a book, you know.
Right, hold on. Stop. This is why I like to make all my maps the same size, so I don't have to mess with this. Okay,
No worries.
here
Oh
you
man.
go.
Toldar
Alright.
would love this place.
Okay, so as you walk through the door, you can see it is a fully functional and working forge. There is a female dwarf working the forge itself. Hammering the steel, hammering the iron. Tsh, tsh, tsh. There is weapons laid out on tables. There is a whole ton of tools. Everything that you could think of looks like is being made and manufactured. If it was made of metal, it is in this place.
Amazing.
Okay,
Liv looks
as you kind of
around.
walk in, her short, stubby self, she has like black hair that comes down and is tied in a tight bun behind her head. She's wearing what appears to be like a chain apron that runs from her shoulders all the way down to her knees, as she is thumping and thumping on what appears to be some thick piece of steel with a large hammer that's glowing red. She looks up and smiles at you, and she says, "Hello." And she continues to beat the metal as hard as she possibly can.
Liv says, well met. My name is Vivian. I was wondering if I could perhaps sell some items to you.
Lilith doesn't do anything but sit there and fan herself because it's really
Oh, it's
freaking
hot in here. It really is hot. She kind of squints, and with that, she puts the hammer down, mops her brow off with a piece of rag, like pulls it up from her apron. Sell.
Well, I have some perhaps ancient ruin-y weaponry.
Oh,
Some
I thought
unique
you were going to
stuff?
be one of those foolish people that would come in here with inferior quality weapons and expect me to hand over coin for absolute crap.
I don't
As you can
believe
tell,
it's-
I'm a craftsman. Craftswoman, indeed. Okay, let's take a look at what you've got.
Lilith kind of smirks when she hears this. Continues to fan herself. She's glistening. That's what Lilith does. She doesn't sweat. She glistens.
Listen,
She glistens. She sparkles. Okay. So she stands there looking at you. She says, well?
Okay. So what I have is a scimitar and a short sword. Yes.
Is there something
And-
wrong with them?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Well, then bring them closer so I can actually get a good look at them.
Did we lose
Uh-oh.
her? What's going on?
Looks like Amanda dropped connection.
Oh, that's a funny
You
face.
scared her off, man.
Way to go, Gore.
Let's see, hang on.
Amanda? Oh, we lost her.
Looks like she's... You know what, though? That brings us to our second break, so let's do that.
Okay.
Amanda, come
Hey,
back.
Dwarven Smiths can be scary shit, man. Alright. Right, let's see. So we're going to take a short break. Let's see. Yeah, she's long gone. Connection, like, dead. Where were we when we got disconnected?
I
She
think she
said
was.
come closer because she can't see.
That's right,
well
she
enough
was saying
to-
come closer because she couldn't see the scimitar and all the weapons that you were offering from the doorway.
So Liv just puts this sack of actually I guess not sack, but she just grabs the scimitar and the short sword and she's like, ugh, here you go. He's been weighing me down ever since back in,
Okay, well first she picks up the short sword and she's like, looking at it, she says, this is inferior quality. I couldn't possibly sell this here in my establishment. It would ruin my reputation. And she kind of hands it back to you with her fingers over the pommel.
Liv's not actually knowing what the difference in metal and material is, so she, do you want to just melt it down?
She says, it's not the sort of thing I can melt down, dearie. And it's been forged. It's more trouble than it's worth, trust me. Now, this, on the other hand, as she starts looking at the scimitar, she says, curious design. Where did you say you got this from?
Just buy some stones someplace.
Well, there's nothing too special about it, but it does indeed have a much heavier weight than the average scimitar, and, these ornate carvings might raise the value a little bit. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 gold for it.
10 gold. And she looks at the scimitar and scratches her head. Can she read what the... Probably not.
It has no writing, it's just like it's got some, almost like kind of just some, circular carvings along the edge of the blade.
10 gold sounds fair to me. She hands it over.
Alright,
I'm
she
even
hands
gonna
you the
try to
money.
haggle.
She says, there's always weird folk around here that are looking for something a little different. I'm sure I could sell this. Anything else I can help you with? Anything else take your fancy?
Not here, I'm afraid.
What about you,
Actually-
love? Anything for you? And she yells to Lilith at the door.
I prefer leather instead of metal, thank you.
Well, each to their own. Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you, dear.
Thank you. Do you know of anybody getting sick around here by chance? Is there anybody...
Oh, it's Kanduin. People are always getting sick.
Okay.
Seasick, drunk sick, you name it.
Gotcha. Nothing unusual then, huh?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, let's go back. It's probably been like an hour. Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay, so after you leave Forges with Beards, where do you want to go? Or Forged with Beards?
It's up to Lilith. Do you have any preferences, dear?
Nope, I'm good.
And you said that they were going to deliver. They were going to deliver your
Package to the Drunken Duck.
yeah, within 2 hours.
So back to the Drunken Duck we go.
Okay, so you guys want to head to. You're going to head to the Drunken Duck. Okay, sounds sensible. Meanwhile, there are 2 people already at the Drunken Duck, so let's go to them.
Yes.
Yes, we're still here.
Jeez. All right, so there's Emlyn and Tolgar. All right.
Take it away.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Forgot where we left off.
I told my story, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What about you?
As you sip on your triple bock ale
No.
and your peach schnapps.
Oh, you were on that ship too. You said you beat some people up at a bar or something.
Yes. And I'm gonna look around to see if anyone's looking, and I'm gonna say, "Do you want to see something?"
Depends.
Oh God.
I'm gonna-
I'd rather,
I'm
I'd rather
gonna-
not show the other two yet.
Everyone's gonna kind of lean back and kind of like raise a brow, like if this gets weird, he's gonna bolt.
And he takes out his dick. All right, just
No.
kidding.
What?
What
the what?
All right. And even though you don't answer yes,
And the
I'm gonna
person
start
delivering the
pulling
food
something
turns
out of
around
my
and walks
backpack.
away.
Right.
I start pulling something out of my backpack.
Okay.
You gonna let me?
All right. Well, while you're doing that, a different serving wench has come over with a wooden board in her hand, which contains two very red-colored ducks. They're kind of steaming, crispy, and roasted as she hands each one of you a duck, lays it in front of you, and then puts a center platter of what looks like kind of like a roasted green beans in the center. And she goes, "There you go, sir. There you go."
Thank you. Just put it down.
Right, she plops it down, and without saying another word, turns and heads away. Back into the kitchen.
Show me, Togar, what?
I'm gonna take my hand and sweep the duck up and out of the way, as well as my mug of beer. And then I'm gonna take out. Huh?
No, I was just gonna. Evan's gonna remove his book from the table, like you're doing creepy weird things.
I'm gonna take out the giant piece of parchment that I was handed to in Arilla that I had been drawing on. Oh wait, did I give that? No, I still have it. All right, and I'm gonna slam it on the table and I'm gonna roll it out.
Yes.
Look at this, and on it is like a super rough drawing of the places they've been to, like a map.
Oh. So it's crude, but I'd recognize
Very
it.
crude.
So what is on
if you
this
don't,
map
I'll
of yours?
I'll say I have Arilla on there, and I have Lusker, and I have the Forbidden Island, a rough estimate of where I thought it might be. And now I start adding a little dot and writing Kanduin on it to where I think it would be with my not great knowledge.
With
So
absolutely
it's probably
no-
very, like there was a river here and now here's Kanduin. Like, you know, it's not very good.
Right.
So
Okay.
Emlyn would recognize these places. I mean,
I would tell
'cause
you.
he's been in this
Kanduin.
area too, but I mean, he's been around this area, so. Well, not Luster necessarily. Oh, that's very nice. So if that's Kanduin, then Korthen would be to the north over here, correct?
Right.
Correct. And all the way
I'm
up
just
here,
hoping-
all the way up here, there's a little dot. That's where my tribe is from.
way over.
Yes.
Would I recognize that it was near north of Iridian kind of deal, or based on this crude map? It'd be kind of hard, I guess. to
Well,
quantify, right?
you're a scholar, right?
Yes, I'm a scholar.
All right.
Yes, I'm a scholar.
I am a scholar. Yes.
Shut up.
Your
Researcher.
scholarliness. Okay, Emlyn. Seeing as you are indeed a scholar. Let's do this.
Yay! My background is coming into play.
Okay,
It's like nothing.
give me a... I guess a history check. Seeing as there's no geography, history will do.
Yay! 12.
Okay, so you've never been to you said it was north of
I have never
Iridian,
been
right?
to Iridian,
You've never
yeah.
been to Iridian, but you know that it is far to the east. So, based on... Yeah, I mean, you kind of can sort of understand the bearings of it.
Well, so I'm going to point at that dot where you said the tribe was from, Tolgar. I'm going to say, that's far, 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 far away.
Yeah, several thousands of miles to the
It took
east.
me about a year to get all the way this way.
Because you see where you've marked Corthan?
Yes.
And I'm going to do another little dot, like, to the southwest-ish. And I'm going to say, that's where I'm from. It's a place called Fishton.
Perfect. Please write it down.
I'm gonna mark it very, like, approximately on the
Okay.
map. Yes.
I was hoping to get your help with this.
Well, I mean, my life was quite insulated, just studying, essentially.
Right.
But yeah,
So surely
it's
you know the lay of the land if you've studied it.
vaguely. I tried to stay off the road quite frequently when I traveled south here. Don't quite remember all the places, but yeah.
Would you
There-
mind taking a look at this later and fixing anything that might be off?
So my researcher is coming back in, Gore. Is there a library in Kanduin? Can I reference,
Well, you'd have to ask and inquire if there's a library.
Okay.
From your memory, there is not, but
Who knows?
your last visit here was a very fleeting visit. It was like running from the law, so, you know. Right, about now, Lilith and Liv make their way and finally enter the duck.
The duck.
The duck.
Do we spot them?
What we're fixing to see, and if anybody wants to know, this is what the drunken duck looks like. Here's the sign. If you haven't seen it yet, there's the
Very
there's
cool.
the sign for the drunken duck. So okay, so yes, you two walk in. Immediately, your nostrils are assailed with all manner of delicious smells.
Very cool.
The odds
Run
are
over
that Tolgar and Emlyn are so deep in their conversations that they're probably not going to necessarily notice you
Oh,
guys.
I am going to say I will help you with that map. I will say that to Tolgar.
Alrighty.
Thank
So,
you.
like, bookend that conversation. Will you help me? And then no answer. Feel a little awkward.
Okay. Liv looks for Tolgar's head because I'm sure she can see it. And
Okay, you
Emlyn's
glance around the
horn.
tavern. Yes, you can see Tolgar and Emlyn over here, tucked away in the far corner of the establishment.
She makes her way over.
All right.
Well, I found some dwarfs with an awesome tavern, Tolgar. I think you'd probably be interested in eventually.
Lilith, and I start rolling up the map. Start trying to stuff it away in my backpack.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. What are
Hi.
you? Yeah.
I'm just going to put the book back on the table near me. Take another drink of the ale. Or the schnapps. I guess we got schnapps, right?
Schnapps?
Schnapps.
Well,
Lilith
you
is
had
gonna start
peach
trying to
schnapps
flag
and
somebody
your
down.
ale, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you. So, what was that you were putting away, Tolgar?
Drawings. No, it's nothing. And I'm going to pull the duck towards me and start eating it.
All right. So
Lilith's
yes.
trying to flag someone down.
All right.
Very interesting.
A gray-haired woman finally comes over and stands next to you, and she says, "Ah, I can see you are indeed looking for some customers to join you this evening. Yes, these are a friend of yours.
Lilith
Sure.
looks
Yes.
confused. She's just
What
Funny.
I can be getting you this evening, my dear?
The duck looks nice. I assume that's probably your specialty. I'll take the duck and a nice red wine. Maybe some Pinot.
Oh, absolutely. We have many, many fine wines of the red color.
Oh god.
And for you, my earthen friend."
I would greatly appreciate some maybe wild hog if you have any.
Oh, we have a roasted boar that is outside on the spit. roasting as we speak. It is absolutely delicious.
And maybe some elderberry wine?
I believe we do have some elderberry wine. Yes, I will bring it to you most quickly. Do you have let's see, one dark roasted pork? Yes, elderberry wine. You have 6 silver pieces for me. Yes.
Yes. Then she gives her a whole gold piece.
Oh, I love this table. You are such fantastic. How do you say? Toppers. Yes. Very much appreciate. I will bring the food to you in a very quick fashion. And she hustles away as quickly as she can. Going to the
Gore,
bar.
is this Cinderella over here? Or Sleeping Beauty?
It's a blonde girl. She goes over to the bar and yells immediately, once again, Peter! Ask fish and fast sausages! In some weird, bizarre language that you don't understand. And he hands her a couple of glasses. And she hustles back to you and drops a bottle of red wine and a very large glass of elderberry wine.
Woohoo.
Here you are. I hope you enjoy. For you, my friends, you with the horns and you with the impressive muscles. You would like another beverage, another drink? Rosa can bring you something else, yeah?
Dear God.
For free, yes.
Well, you do understand if it is for free, it must come out of Rosa's tip?
Yes.
Another round for us, please. And then I give another 5 silver. Or 7 silver.
Okay, she takes it. She's, thank you so much, my horny friend.
You are quite welcome.
And, yeah, the pink schnapps, yeah? And, the Treebock ale?
Sure, yes.
Okay, she heads back over to the bar.
Welcome back, guys.
Nice to be back.
Shopping is tiring in this town.
Well, you get everything you needed?
I believe I did. And then what have you guys been up to?
Just drinking and eating and planning our
Making
next move.
For friends with the strange, unknown ethnicity waitress.
She talks too much.
We should...
Women tend to do that.
Lilith, you went for... Spooky went for buying
I
again.
heard women tend to do that.
Okay. I think we should... I think our next course of action is to go to your garden, correct? Lilith?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, I was
about
drinking orange juice.
that's about 400 to 500 miles north of here.
Yes, the garden.
So we procure some way of travel, and we head there on the morrow. What do you say?
We've been moving along quite quickly. Perhaps we should take a day to rest. She's not mentioning the fact that she's waiting on clothes.
So you want to spend another day here, where I was arrested.
You were arrested here? Huh.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. How long do you want to rest?
She's just gonna start sipping the wine.
And speaking of clothes, Liv is going to turn around and go towards the bar and ask if there's been any packages delivered for Vivian.
All right. Okay. The gray-haired gentleman is closest to you. He wanders over.
Take us
Your internet connection is funny tonight, Spook. It's like underwater.
Oh my God.
Sweetie, we can't understand a word you're saying.
Probably because I'm in my bedroom instead of in.
That's probably what it is. Your Wi-Fi is like barely hanging on. I heard something about your bedroom. Bless your heart.
I think you should move back so your Wi-Fi is stronger.
If you guys don't know, Spook is actually sick. She's hanging out with us just on voice only, so she's trying to hang in there. Bless her heart. All your base are belong to us, exactly. No, actually, Dr. Optimum, it's not on my end. My end is fine this time. This is a Spook issue.
Yeah.
All right, so Lilith, Liv goes over to the bar. The guy walks over to you and he says, "Yeah, I can get you another drink, yeah?"
No other drinks, sir. I was just wondering if there's been a package delivered here for Vivian.
A
Edenwood,
package?
perhaps.
No such package been delivered to my establishment.
Oh, okay. Has it been 2 hours? 4?
Probably not yet, no.
Okay. If there is one delivered for Vivian Edenwood, that would be me.
Absolutely. I will be sure to make sure it finds its way to you immediately it should arrive.
Thank you, and she gives him 2 silver. I'll give you 2 after it's delivered.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Very kind of you.
My pleasure.
So I'm just gonna say, yes, I had been arrested here, so the less time we spend in this city, the happier I probably will be.
Well, today was the happiest I've ever seen you.
Yes, and... Yes, just yes. I'm just gonna see me clutch the book against my chest.
Maybe we can spend tomorrow trying to find good transportation north.
All right. Everybody make an Actually, no.
Okay.
Emlyn and Tolgar make an observation check, because you're the only people that would have their eyes able to see the door.
So, perception, right?
Yes.
I don't see shit.
Come on. Yes.
Tolgar! Okay, Tolgar. You see come into the establishment an incredibly interesting and motley looking group of individuals.
Okay.
Hang on a second. I'm going to switch this up just for a second. Okay, as these people walk in, the chatter noticeably dies, and a lot of heads turn. Okay, Tolgar, looking at them, the first man you see appears to be a rather thick and rugged-looking dwarf with a mohawk carrying a massive one-handed, like a huge, big, like one-edged axe. It's a two-handed axe, but it only has one head. Directly to his right is a man with like a dark, kind of like a graying hair in a ponytail. He has a huge, big kind of looks like a scar that runs from his forehead, barely missing his eye, and all the way down across his cheek, almost like an S.
Ooh.
To his right is another grey-haired individual that is clutching his hands, like resting firmly on the hilt of 2 basket-handled rapiers. Behind them, there is a really kind of bristly, gnarly-looking fellow who has got like scraggly hair, unkempt. He's like unkempt and shaved, so he's like just real kind of bristly with a real thick kind of 5 o'clock shadow on his face, and he seems to be tapping gently what appears to be some kind of bandolier with crossbow bolts on it, and to his right hand side is a heavy crossbow. To his immediate left, wearing what appears to be a horned helm, is a thick, rugged fellow with a massive, long beard, clutching what appears to be a two-headed hand axe. As they walk in, they kind of immediately stop at the doorway, and their eyes pervade the establishment. With that, these three, the front three, move towards the bar. The other two almost instinctively stop and back towards the entrance. Kind of like making sure that they can see anybody that goes in and out.
I'm gonna lean into my three friends, and say, "What tribe do you think they're from?" And I'm gonna point towards them with my head.
Emlyn is around, looks. She just shakes her head. I don't know.
Emlyn's immediately going to raise the hood over his horns and just make sure they're not visible. Like, he's pulling the cloak down, I guess.
All right.
The hood.
From the tribe that's looking for someone.
Trouble.
Definitely trouble. And
Right.
Liv actually pulls her hood up as well.
The man in the kind of tarnished plate mail with the grey hair looks to the man with the two basket-hilted rapiers and politely nods, who then approaches the tavern, or the bar itself. You notice immediately people start moving away, like getting a clear path. Like people seem to know who these are. The one with the basket hilts leans in and says, "Evening, Pater." Good evening. It's a pleasure to see you, yes? Yes, a pleasure indeed. I suppose I'd be wanting a table for 5. Other than the main table itself, we don't see a table free. There's several that would accommodate 4. Perhaps you could arrange for us to have a suitable table, unless of course you want us to take the main table itself. With that, you notice the innkeeper's eyes glance to the man who is wearing the plate mail with the scar, with a kind of almost like a scared look on his face. No, for you and your friends, the main table is more than fine. We'll bring you a roasted boar, yes? And some fine steak? You understand what we like. Wonderful. This is why we always choose to frequent your establishment. Just as you would, 5 glasses of grape juice.
What?
At which point, yes, absolutely. He turns.
Great.
You see him lean in very, very close to the man with the plate mail.
It's a bunch of
And
toddlers.
whisper something in his ear.
They
see him
actually
nod.
ordered cold duck, is what they ordered.
At that
Sparkling
point, he
grape
kind of glances around the room as well. And then they all begin to move towards this massive table here at the bottom. I'll go ahead and zoom out so chat can see. All
It
right.
is a big table. Well, thank God we didn't sit there. Whew, that would have been awkward.
Right, these 3 sit down. The other 2 stay by the doorway. The guy in the plate mail sits himself at the very head of the table. Right here. They plop themselves down, and slowly, after just a few more minutes, the chatter begins to elevate up a little bit. But people still keep cutting their eyes over in that general direction. At that point, you see the guy in the plate mail. He goes and clicks his fingers, gaining the attention of the scraggly-looking fellow, who then heads over to the side of the man in plate. You see him lean in, and he points over here at this door. He nods politely. And at that point goes and stands right here by the fireplace. And with that, they quietly just sit there, glancing around the tavern.
I say over to Emlyn, it looks like something's about to go down.
Yes. Perhaps we shouldn't be here.
Do you know of another exit?
We've done nothing to warrant their attention.
We can
Right
just
up.
keep our heads low and finish dinner.
Maybe get a room and go upstairs.
Yes.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Seems like the best option. They'll see if we leave.
So let's get a room. Or 3, or 4. However many.
Yes.
A plethora of rooms.
Yeah.
A plethora of rooms. And what if they're here to hurt people?
Then we stay out of their way.
If those people aren't us.
Right, you
If
notice
they're here-
instead of the women, the barman and what you assume to be his son by his similar looks go and tend to this table. The women are like kept way away from them.
So...
Well, just look at the way that they're being treated. The women back there. Like, these guys have probably done something to them. Should we step in? If it warranted later, should we step in?
If they do, be my guest. I'll stay back and enjoy what happens.
As of now, there's nothing to warrant my interference.
They start eating their platter of roasted pork and drinking their grape juice. You notice that the one with the 2 basket-hilted rapiers and the dwarf are just tucking into their food. They're not paying much attention. This fellow here that's leaning up against the wall, kind of like the main post that goes to the front door, he's holding his platter in one hand and just stabbing at it with his fork, pulling out large slabs of meat. And similarly, the fellow over here by the fireplace is doing the same thing.
I say we get our rooms.
Phantom, thank you for
Retire.
the subscribe button hit. Thank you, dude. Give
Thank you,
him
Phantom.
some love.
Thanks, Phantom. Thanks,
6
Agreed.
months, dude. Resubbed. Thank you, dude.
Awesome. Half a year.
Lilith turns and waves at the lady with the multitude of accents.
She quickly comes over to you and almost nervously she says, "Yes? What can I get you?"
We would like to rent some rooms for the night.
Oh,
The tension down here is a bit
yes.
thick for our liking.
For sure, yes. You need four rooms for this evening, yes?
Yes.
Preferably close together, you know.
I will see
Midnight
what I can do.
rendezvous?
They will cost you 5 of your silvers per night. For each of you, yes?
Yes.
I hand
Agreed.
over 7.
Once again, you are very, very kind with your toppings.
I hand over 5.
It comes with the horn.
Okay, she takes your 5. So, Amlin and Tolgar, you've paid for your rooms.
She, Liv hands over hers as well.
Lilith does as well.
Okay. I thank you also very much. I will be back momentarily with your room keys.
Oh, I'm expecting a package under Vivian Edenwood. Here's a silver. If it comes by, please send it up. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Okay, she heads back over.
Most expensive thing ever.
Liv, a question.
Sure.
Why do you feel the need to get involved in everything?
Because it's just the right thing to do. Why do you feel the need not to?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Make another observation check. Those of you that have got your eye, so that would be Tolgar, and at this point, I'm going to say that Liv and Lilith can do so as well.
Oh
Because
my
they're
God,
probably.
Wow. Oh, so
Wow.
close to 20.
Oh,
What is that?
What's going on?
What is that? That's in between.
Hey,
It's an A2. It's an A20.
it calls it 11. So Liv and Lilith, if you want to make a
Damn it.
roll, because I'm assuming at this point you're going to be aware of the door. So, okay, right, Lilith. You notice a rather common-looking individual walking up into the establishment with what appears to be a brown paper package tied up with string. These are a few of your favorite things. To the bar. Kind of seeing that, he says, got a package here for a Vivian Enderwood.
Yep, over here. Thank you.
Right, the barman looks at him and says, yes, for this lady over here, yeah? Fair enough then, thank you. He
And
walks
Vivian.
up, he says, Miss Vivian Enderwood,
Yes, thank you.
here you go. And he hands you the package.
Grabs the package. And she gives him a silver and opens it and looks through it. Makes sure everything's there.
Oh, yep. It is your, okay, as this guy attempts to leave, this fellow here sticks his boot out in front of him and pulls him in really close to him. And you can see, eyes cut across to your table. And the guy's shrugs his shoulders. With that, the guy grabs him by the scruff of his shirt and throws him behind him, hurls him towards the door. The guy, barely managing to maintain his feet, stumbles and exits the building.
Indeed, perhaps it's time to go. Or to step in.
You see this guy, he then walks to this side, leaning against the post. And then you see him, as he's leaning there, goes with his right hand. The fellow with the basket rapier stands up and moves over and leans in once again, incredibly close. As you can see, whispers are being conducted. He nods and moves over here towards the fellow with plate mail. Aye?
Do we want to find out anything about them? Or do we want to leave? We can ask the bar waitress, maiden, if we what she knows about them, or we can leave and come back.
I think it would be best if we go to our rooms as soon as we can.
Do you want them to see that we're going to our rooms?
I don't think it matters. I think they will see regardless.
Agreed.
Okay.
But
You notice the guy in plate mail has now stood up. He's mucked politely the food away from his mouth and is walking solitarily up towards the bar.
Rock, paper, scissors on who it is? No. Which one of us is it? I have an idea of exiting the building and going someplace else and maybe getting the upper hand on these guys. If they are after us.
Tolgar, what do you think?
if we go upstairs into the... I know our bedroom, or inn upstairs, are just going to follow us there.
Are they after us?
They might be, they might not be.
How about we put 3 rooms as a diversion and all stay in 1 room and try to get the jump on them if that is indeed the case?
I was thinking the same thing.
Are there windows in these rooms?
We go to the one with the window.
You notice that the guy is sat down on one of the chairs, like facing out in towards the bar, with his arms folded, as he's like glancing around.
Did we get our keys or
Not yet, no.
Ah, damn.
No, and Lilith
go-
was thinking I gave her an extra gold if I knew she would have hurried her fat ass across.
You know what? Liv says whatever is on her mind, so she's actually just going to be brave and walk up to them and say, "Hi, how's it going?"
Heavenly the Dope, thank you for the follow. Okay, so you're going to walk up to the guy in plate mail?
Yep.
Seeing this, Lilith is going to lean into Emlyn and Tolgar and say, "There were only 3 of us, right?"
Alright.
At this, Emlyn is going to get up and lean against this door.
Okay.
Just kind of like wait.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so Lilith, you're going to go talk to this dude. Okay. I'll put you back.
I'm gonna get up and lean on the other side.
Okay. So what do you want to say to... Basically, as I said, he's like a very, very thick, heavy-set man. He's about 6 foot... He's about 6 foot tall. You've got the S-shaped scar on his face. The grey kind of tied back hair. As you get close to him, he has got the most piercing blue eyes you've ever seen.
Wow.
And he's just kind of sitting there, like, glaring out at the room.
That scar, is that from an animal or is that from a weapon? I like animals, you see.
Okay.
I'm pretty interested in them.
He looks at you, and he says, "Yes, you would be, wouldn't you?" And then he
Wow.
pushes himself up, leaving the kind of like kicking the stool back behind him. And he says, "I would like your attention, please, patrons of the
Shit.
Drunken Duck."
Shit, he knows who we are.
And at which point, immediately, the room goes silent. He says, "Candwin, Candwin, Candwin. Such an interesting place. All manner of individuals come to Candwin. Quite often those that are looking to escape the attentions of the law."
Fuck.
As he starts to glance around the room. At that point, you see the dwarf get up and move here and stand in the doorway, brandishing his axe.
Damn it.
The guy with the basket hilt draws both swords and jumps up on top of this table with one leap, like, ching, and he's like, shh, and stands there. He says,
badasses.
"I hope I have your attention. Several weeks ago, a certain vessel that some of you may be aware of was reported lost at sea. The Merry Ghost apparently never made its way to Carcerion. Rumor has it that a nearby town of Luska may have possibly had dealings with some of the criminal element that were aboard." He pulls out a piece of paper from underneath his plate and scrolls it out as he glances around the room. "I have a short list of certain individuals, 7 of them to be precise, that I either need to verify as dead or confirm are alive. If any of you here in this fine establishment have any information regarding the whereabouts of any of these individuals, I will happily give each of you 10 gold crowns. Just for information, nothing more. I want your eyes, you see, your ears. Some of these individuals are very noticeable. One of them was a tall, skinny fellow. Copper-coloured hair he had. Dark green eyes. Should you see this individual, make sure I know about it. Another, a woman with a purple streak in her hair. This one is of particular interest to me. Should you see her, let me know about it. A short, dark-looking fellow with horns upon his head. Need I say, if you know about him, I need to know about it. Another. A short, squat little fellow. Quite honestly, whose arms were longer than his legs. I need to know about him, too.
Hermit.
And there was another. A freak of nature, with twisted horns coming out of the top of his head. Somebody else I need to know about. And one other that was a, how would you put it? A lady of the night. Short dark hair with a streak of white. Simple enough. 10 gold crowns to absolutely anybody here in this establishment or in Candlewind that can bring me information about their whereabouts. Now, if you'll excuse me, me and my friends will just check upstairs, check the chambers, make sure that nobody that fits that description should happen to be here. Something tells me this is exactly where I might find them.
It sounds like you're a man on a mission.
Are you saying that to him?
Yes.
He looks straight at you and says, "What an interesting hair color you have, my dear."
I have my hood up. I have my hood up.
Oh, you didn't say that, did you?
No, I said it back when they walked in.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
she
Then
did.
fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
remember.
Okay.
My hood is up.
He looks
Otherwise
at
I
you and he
wouldn't be over
says, "Indeed, I am a man on a mission." And he starts to stare at you with his eyes.
I
And you
see.
can feel them piercing into your soul.
Wonder what that mission would be. Maybe we can help you find those people. Or I can.
Can you?
Maybe.
All right. With that, he smiles politely and says, "In my line of work, people know to stay away from me. Either you have information, or you're too close to those that I inquire about. Needless to say, either you're going to get 10 gold crowns, or I'm going to get 500.
Well, or maybe I'm interested in becoming a bounty hunter. And need gold myself.
At which point he looks across the room to the guy with the 2 swords and goes, and points directly at you. The guy jumps off of this table onto this table, and then steps off the back of the chair onto the floor. With a kind of half smirk, he begins to walk directly towards you. The guy in the plate mail then sidesteps and takes a step back. He says, as you're so curious, I don't think you would have a problem answering any questions we might have, would you?
Questions? I was just merely interested in what you were after, that's all.
Too interested, unfortunately. Too
interested. An easy gold by finding people?
Okay, the guy with the two swords walks straight up to you, and he's got them crossed down at his waist. He says, there, dearie. I wouldn't want to cause a scene. Why don't you come and sit down at our table?
Well, okay. If you would like, I can go sit down by your table. Where is that, over here?
Alright, he, picking up the left-hand sword, he kind of just points directly at the large table over here.
And she goes over there.
Alright. He comes and kind of like follows you and sits directly next to you. And the guy with the kind of with the S-shaped scar, slowly glancing around the room, walks towards the table. For a moment, his eyes stop and rest firmly on Tolgar, as he looks directly at you. And Tolgar, you see almost like a smile,
Okay.
as his eyes then leave you as he sits directly next to Liv. So Liv is basically like between him and the guy with the swords.
I'm gonna mumble to Emlyn next to me. He saw me.
I know. This is not good. Is this door open?
Yep.
Okay.
And it goes into this little antechamber that pretty much leads straight upstairs.
And these are stained glass windows or just regular windows?
They
Like
are
the
regular
one-
windows, glass windows.
Ah. Okay.
All right. Okay. He sits down and turns the chair sideways to look at Liv. And he says, underneath that hood, I'm sure you're quite a pretty little thing. Why don't you let us see your face?
I don't think so. My face is not that pretty, actually. Most people don't like to see it at all. I'm quite
The
comfortable
guy
the way I am.
to the other side of you with the two rapiers, if you wish to stop him, you need to let me know, is basically going to grab you by the neck and your hood and try to yank it off of your forehead.
Yeah, she does try to bat his arm away. So a grapple check?
Yep.
Is this
Alright.
really necessary? Do you want a strength or a dexterity? She's going to try to dodge.
You're sitting down, aren't you?
Yep.
So it's going to be strength then.
Fuck.
He rolled bad.
It doesn't matter.
Alright. Okay, so he goes to grab hold of you, you bat his arm away.
Hey!
Okay, at
Here's
that
some
point,
merchandise.
the guy sitting in the chair with the plate mail, he kind of like goes, you think you have a choice. That's so delightful.
A choice in what? I don't want to be touched by you. Keep your hands to yourself.
No. Then take off the hood, please.
I don't want to take off the hood. Why would I do that?
At that point, the guy leaning up against the post turns, and you hear him take a few steps forward. Tolgar and Emlyn, you see the guy with the dwarf take a wider stance and brandish the axe across his hands, and begins to tap it. And he says,
Oh,
if any of you have got an idea to leave this establishment, you might want to think again.
I'm going to
Wait till you're gonna wait till Monday is what you're gonna do. That's the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of the stream.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on Howreroll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons and Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things Howreroll. Follow us on Twitter @Howreroll. Check out the website www.howreroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
I'm the Dragon Spooker, and I play Femme Fatale Lilith Edenwood the Dancer. You can follow me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thedragonspooker or on Twitter @dragonspooker. You guys rock my face off, and I can't wait to see you next stream.
Look, I get it. I'm not as cool as Emlyn, the tiefling warlock I play for Howreroll. The dude has 20 charisma. And, well, you guys have seen how I roll. If you suffer from character is cooler than you-itis, maybe we can help each other. Follow me on Twitter @eneb_convos. Maybe make a moderate difference. Let's do this, guys.
Hello and well met. My name is Liv on Howreroll. And when I'm not Liv on Howreroll, I'm Amanda or DM Dicestress on Twitter. I have an up-and-coming new podcast called Dead Dice Society you'll be sure not to want to miss. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wrath of the Fallen. I'm Jane, and you can follow me on Twitter, the only place where it counts, @Jane on Twitch. That's with a 0, not an O. Peace, suckers. So bad.